this topic came up recently with a friend of mine who was talking about musicians that he liked. And he preferred this piano player over another because he felt like this piano player was more impulsive and less rational and less kind of self-consciously making decisions in the moment. And he preferred musicians who just were more impulsive and more honest. And I thought it was a really interesting topic of conversation because I felt this about certain musicians, especially piano players too, and I'm generalizing grossly, but I felt like especially some piano players of a generation older than me, they played with a more abandonment and just they were more impulsive, and it was more vulnerable and kind of more exciting and interesting. Sometimes it's not always perfect, but it's an honest representation. And other piano players, maybe of younger generations than me, whatever generation I'm in, are very sort of self-conscious. Not just piano players, but are very self-conscious. So there's a lot going on in their head. They're very kind of introspective and sometimes making great decisions. And sometimes that's great too. But I felt like sometimes they could have had more of the other side of things, the impulsive side. And I guess the sweet spot is the people who have that perfect balance. Now, if we take that kind of topic to just everyday life, right? We are going through life, experiencing things. Sometimes we're impulsive, and it's the wrong. We say the wrong things. We do the wrong things because we're just flustered or something. And then our rationality is great because it just forces us to like say, hold on, in our head, stop doing that. But the other side of things with rationality is actually we can overthink things, or we can think things and actually do something which goes against our impulsives, our natural instinct. Which I read something from Ian McGilchrist, and it was very interesting. And he says, sometimes further reflection on a thing makes someone less generous and less nice than actually the impulsive thing. So the impulsive thing is like, I'm going to do that for someone, I'm going to do that. On further reflection, oh, that wouldn't be good for me to lend that person money or blah, blah, whatever. And then that's a less sort of generous giving, and obviously in self-preservation, narcissistic kind of way of thinking. So it can go both ways, whether we're rationalizing things or we're just impulsive. And so I thought this was a very interesting subject. I think that the key is, obviously as a musician, you want to be happy and flowing, and that's my goal. I want to be happy and flowing, but I am disgusted with some of the things I play impulsively, but I put myself on the line there. So I think it's just when you find those perfect musicians who can just have that balance, or through all the playing, there's those gems of, that balance of rationality and just letting yourself go. Anyway, it comes down to how much confidence you have as a player, and you love what you play as well, doesn't it? And how much you love yourself as a person. So I think, some of the greatest players just have that kind of blind confidence, and they're at a position where they can just be in that frame of mind, impulsive and rational, all of it, and they can just say what they want to in those situations, and it be something that they're happy to put out there in the world. Anyway, so that's the lesson. It's not really a lesson, just a thought about: are you an impulsive player? Do you need to be more you need to be more careful with what you go for and more refined? Or maybe you're overthinking things too much and it's too intellectual, especially jazz musicians, and you need to let go of all that and open it up. Yeah.